Hi everyone, and welcome to The Sleepy Scientist. I'm really happy you're here. Tonight, we're going to go on a calm and quiet trip to learn something amazing. So get comfy, take a deep breath, and let's enjoy this peaceful science story together. Before we start, tell me in the comments, where are you watching from and what time is it for you right now? If you like relaxing science videos, don't forget to tap the like button. Now let's begin. Beneath the world we walk upon far beyond the surface we see, a hidden world stretches into the silence of the Earth's depths. Imagine standing in a field, the sun warming your face, the grass swaying gently in the breeze. Now, beneath that ground, somewhere deep, the Earth's heart beats slowly, its layers of rock and molten metal weaving the tapestry older than time itself. But within this seemingly lifeless world, something stirs, something unknown, yet ancient. The crust of the Earth, the surface we are so familiar with, is like the thin skin of an apple. Beneath it, a thick and mysterious realm unfolds, filled with things we can only imagine. As you travel deeper, the pressure builds, the temperature rises, and the rocks turn to liquid. But life, perhaps not as we know it, finds its way here too. Tiny creatures, resilient and ancient, make their homes in the pockets of warmth and moisture found deep underground. They live in places where no sunlight ever reaches, where the darkness is eternal, and where the environment is harsh beyond measure. One might wonder, how can life survive in such a hostile place? The answer lies in the strange beauty of adaptation. Some of these creatures have evolved to thrive in conditions that would be lethal to most. The deeper we go, the stranger the life forms become, thriving on chemicals rather than sunlight, creating their own little worlds of existence. They are the Earth's unseen inhabitants, living in caves of stone and pools of molten rock. Microbes, for instance, dwell in the cracks and fissures deep below the Earth's crust. They feed on minerals, on the sulfur and methane that escape from the heart of the planet. These microbes, called extremophiles, have lived in these places for millions of years, their lives hidden from the light of the surface world. They create chemical reactions that sustain their tiny ecosystems, balancing the delicate dance of the underground world. They too are the heartbeat of this hidden land, quietly maintaining the balance of an unseen world. And yet it is not only life that thrives beneath our feet. Deep within the Earth, the temperature rises as you travel further down, until it becomes a molten sea of rock and metal. The mantle, a thick layer that lies beneath the crust, is a place of constant motion, where tectonic plates shift and twist in a slow dance that shapes the surface world above. In this deep and ancient place, the forces that shape continents are born. Volcanoes erupt from this fiery furnace, sending molten rock to the surface, creating new landforms and altering the very shape of the Earth. It is here, in the deep, where the Earth's energy is both created and unleashed, an endless source of power and change. And as we consider these forces, we realize that beneath the crust, time itself seems to stretch in ways we can hardly comprehend. The rocks that form the layers of the Earth's interior are slow-moving, their lives measured not in years or decades, but in millennia. Over millions of years, tectonic plates slowly drift apart or collide, creating mountains, valleys, and oceans. The rhythm of this movement is constant yet imperceptible. The slow unfolding of Earth's story written in stone is a reminder of the vastness of time that exists beneath us, hidden in the depths. This secret world beneath the crust is one that remains largely out of our reach. We can only catch glimpses of it through the cracks in the Earth's surface, through the geothermal vents where the planet's heat rises to meet us. But still, the mysteries of the deep are endless. What other creatures might be waiting, hidden in the shadows, yet to be discovered by the curious eyes of humankind? What ancient forces might still lie beneath the rocks, shaping the future of the Earth in ways we cannot yet imagine? The more we learn about the Earth's hidden world, the more we realize how little we truly know. The underground is vast and uncharted, an untouched frontier where life exists in the most unexpected forms. It is a place where survival is an art, where life clings to existence in the most extreme conditions. Yet, it is also a place of constant change, a world of transformation that we can only begin to understand. Beneath our feet, the Earth is alive, constantly shifting, evolving, and sustaining a hidden world that, though unseen, is as real and vital as the world above. As we dive deeper into the Earth's secret world, we begin to realize that the layers beneath our feet are not just a place of silence and rock, but of intricate and delicate balance. The heat from the mantle, though nearly unbearable to us, is a constant source of energy for those creatures living in the dark depths. They rely on this warmth just as we rely on the warmth of the sun. This hidden warmth fuels the life that thrives in the depths, shaping ecosystems that are completely disconnected from the world above. Here in the darkness, energy flows in ways that seem alien to us, moving through the rock, the water, the gases that seep from deep below. In the deep, some creatures, such as the extremophiles, are able to survive by feeding not on light, but on the heat and chemicals that pour out from beneath the earth. Imagine for a moment a tiny microbe clinging to a rock near a hydrothermal vent deep beneath the ocean. These vents, often found along tectonic plate boundaries, are like underwater volcanoes, spewing out hot, mineral-rich water that supports entire ecosystem. The creatures that live around these vents don't need sunlight. They rely instead on the chemical reactions in the hot water. In these isolated environments, life has evolved in ways that make it possible to survive in the harshest conditions imaginable. And yet here, in the deepest parts of our planet, life has not only survived, it has thrived. The creatures that inhabit this deep world are truly alien to us. They have adapted to conditions that seem almost impossible to withstand. Some, like the tube worms near the hydrothermal vents, have developed symbiotic relationships with bacteria that live inside them. These bacteria take in the chemicals from the water, converting them into energy, which then nourishes the tube worms. This process, known as chemosynthesis, is similar to photosynthesis, but instead of sunlight, it is driven by the heat and chemicals deep in the earth. These creatures, though small and invisible to most of us, are part of a complex network of life that sustains itself without any connection to the surface world, and yet the deeper we go, the more we realize how much of this life remains a mystery. We know that there are organisms capable of living in these extreme environments, but we can only guess at the full extent of their diversity. We cannot yet fathom how many species thrive in these underground worlds, living their lives in the absolute absence of light. Their senses are tuned to the vibrations and chemicals of their surroundings. It is as if an entire kingdom of life is hidden from our sight, nestled deep within the layers of rock, waiting for the day when we might learn of it. But life in the depths is not confined to the oceans. Even in the solid earth, where the pressures are nearly unbearable, life finds a way to endure. Deep within the Earth's crust, microorganisms have been discovered living in cracks in the rock, feeding on minerals and gases, far from any form of sunlight. These extremophiles are capable of surviving at temperatures that would kill most life forms, and at pressures that would crush ordinary creatures. They create their own food not through sunlight, but through chemical reactions, pulling energy from the minerals around them. In many ways, these creatures are a testament to the resilience of life itself. They show us that life is not fragile as we often think. It is not limited to the surface of the earth or to the things we can easily see and understand. Life, it turns out, can exist in the most unexpected places, clinging to life in environments we might consider inhospitable. The Earth's crust, with its deep fissures and cracks, is teeming with life we cannot see, a hidden world of chemical reactions and tiny organisms that sustain themselves in ways that are beyond our comprehension. This life, though hidden, is not isolated. It is part of the greater system of the Earth, a system that is constantly shifting and changing. The movement of tectonic plates, the rising and falling of the Earth's temperature, all play a role in shaping the ecosystems that exist deep beneath the surface. As plates move and collide, new opportunities for life arise, new fissures form, bringing with them fresh supplies of minerals and gases that can support new life forms. The Earth is a living, breathing organism in its own right, constantly adapting and evolving. The life beneath the crust is not stagnant. It is part of a dynamic and ever-changing system. This deep world is also a place of powerful forces. The Earth's molten core, for example, is the source of the magnetic field that protects our planet from the harmful effects of solar radiation. The movement of molten iron in the outer core generates this magnetic field, creating a shield that extends far into space. Without this magnetic field, life on the surface of the Earth would not be possible. It is an invisible force, one we often take for granted, but it is one that has allowed life to thrive on Earth for billions of years. Yet, as we explore deeper into this world, we find ourselves constantly amazed by the complexity of what lies beneath. The deep earth is a world of extremes, where heat, pressure, and chemistry combine in ways that create life forms we could never have imagined. It is a world of constant motion, of shifting tectonic plates and slowly changing landscapes. It is a world of invisible energy, flowing through the Earth's interior, shaping the surface world we see above. And as we think about these deep forces, we come to realize that the Earth's secret world is not separate from us. We too are part of this larger system. The life beneath our feet, hidden in the depths of the Earth's crust, is a reminder of the resilience of life in all its forms. It teaches us that life is not confined to the surface, but can exist in the most extreme and unexpected environments. It is a humbling reminder of the vastness of our planet and the mysteries that lie just beneath the surface, waiting to be discovered. As we reach the final depths of our exploration beneath the Earth's surface, we begin to appreciate the delicate balance of forces and life that thrives there, hidden in the vast silence. The more we uncover about the subterranean world, the more we realize that this secret realm, though separate from our daily lives, is intricately connected to the world above. The Earth's crust may seem like a solid barrier between us and the mysteries below, but in truth it is merely a veil, a thin, fragile cover hiding an entire ecosystem of life and energy. One of the most profound discoveries we've made is the sheer scale of the Earth's interconnected systems. The deep Earth is not just a place of dark rock and molten metal, but a place of creation and destruction, where life begins and ends in ways we can hardly fathom. The tectonic plates, slowly shifting beneath our feet, are constantly moving, creating new landforms, forming mountains and shifting oceans. This slow dance of the Earth's plates shapes the world as we know it, giving rise to the features that define our landscapes: volcanoes, earthquakes, and the creation of new crust. Each movement, no matter how tiny, ripples across the entire planet, connecting the deep Earth to the surface, to the atmosphere and beyond. And yet the more we uncover, the more we realize how little we truly understand. The depths of the Earth are far more complex than we ever imagined, and our knowledge of the creatures that live there is still in its infancy. We know that life can survive in the harshest conditions, but how much more is there to discover? What unknown organisms wait for us, hidden deep within the rock, in places that we cannot yet reach? As our technology improves, so too will our ability to explore these depths, but there will always be a sense of mystery, a sense that we have only begun to scratch the surface of what lies beneath. The creatures that live in these extreme environments are, in many ways, a testament to the resilience of life itself. They show us that life does not require the comforts of the surface world. It does not need sunlight, warmth, or air. All it needs is the right environment, chemical-rich waters, heat, and pressure. These organisms have evolved to live in the dark, to survive without the things we often take for granted. Their lives are driven not by the sun, but by the earth itself, by the heat and chemicals that rise from deep within. And in their own way, they remind us that life is adaptable, resilient, and capable of thriving in the most unlikely of places. As we reflect on this secret world, we realize how much we still have to learn. The deep earth is an untold story, one written in rock and metal, in chemicals and heat. The creatures that call this world home are an invisible testament to the power of life to endure, to adapt, and to thrive in the face of unimaginable odds. And though we may never fully understand all the forces that shape this underground world, we can begin to appreciate the delicate balance that sustains it. For as much as the Earth's surface is shaped by the forces below, so too are we shaped by the Earth's hidden world. The land we walk on, the air we breathe, and the life we live are all part of this larger system, a system that connects us to the deep Earth in ways we have yet to fully grasp. Perhaps, as we continue to study the Earth and its many layers, we will uncover even more secrets about the forces that shape our world. But even if we never fully understand all that lies beneath, we can still marvel at the hidden world beneath our feet, a world of life and energy, of heat and pressure, of ancient forces that have shaped the Earth over billions of years. It is a world of quiet wonder, of unseen life, of constant change. And as we continue to learn, we will come to understand that the Earth is not just a place we live, it is a living, breathing organism, a vast and complex system in which we are just one part of the whole. In the end, the deep Earth teaches us something important. It shows us that there is always more to discover, always more to learn, and always more to marvel at. The world beneath our feet is not just a collection of rocks and minerals, but a vibrant, dynamic system filled with life, energy, and mystery. And as we continue to peel back the layers of the Earth, we will find that the more we uncover, the more we realize how deeply connected we are to the world below. For in the depths, we are reminded of the resilience of life, the interconnectedness of all things, and the infinite mysteries that still lie waiting to be discovered. Beneath the hustle and bustle of everyday life, far from the surface where we build our homes and cities, there exists a secret world, a world we often forget to notice, yet one that plays a vital role in maintaining the balance of our planet. It is a world that is hidden deep within the Earth, and yet it is anything but still. This world, buried beneath layers of rock and magma, is the home of some of the most ancient and resilient beings on Earth, whose presence is felt even if we cannot see them. These are the silent guardians of the Earth's heart, creatures and forces whose actions help shape the planet in ways that we, on the surface, may never truly understand. At the very core of the Earth lies a molten, roiling mass of iron and nickel, an immense cauldron of heat and pressure. This fiery center is the source of all the energy that drives the planet's interior, pushing and pulling the continents, creating mountains and forming oceans. Yet the heart of the Earth is not a place of quiet solitude. It is surrounded by layers of rock and metal, layers that shift and move, creating deep cracks and fissures through which life quietly thrives. As we dig deeper, we begin to realize that this world is not just one of fire and molten metal, but also of life, shaped by the forces of the Earth itself. Deep below the surface, far from the reach of sunlight, there exists a world of microscopic beings, organisms so tiny and yet so crucial to the Earth's ecosystems. These creatures, known as extremophiles, thrive in conditions that would be impossible for most forms of life to endure. The heat, the pressure, and the complete absence of sunlight make the deep Earth one of the most extreme environments imaginable. And yet life flourishes here, hidden from our eyes, adapting to the harsh conditions in ways that seem almost magical. One of the most remarkable things about these organisms is their ability to survive without sunlight. Most life forms on the surface of the Earth rely on the energy of the sun, whether through the process of photosynthesis or by eating other organisms that depend on sunlight. But the extremophiles living deep within the Earth's crust have adapted to rely on entirely different sources of energy. Some of them feed on the chemical-rich fluids that seep from the Earth's interior, while others harness the heat of the Earth itself, using it to fuel their tiny hidden ecosystems. In a world that is seemingly devoid of life, these creatures have found a way to thrive without the light of day, without the warmth of the sun. These organisms, though small, play an important role in the Earth's deep systems. They contribute to the cycling of nutrients, breaking down minerals and chemicals that would otherwise remain locked away in the Earth's crust. They help to maintain the delicate balance of gases and minerals that the Earth relies on to stay stable. Without them, the Earth would be a very different place, colder, less dynamic, and far less capable of supporting life. As we consider the extremophiles, we are reminded that life does not always follow the rules we set for it. It is not bound by our expectations or by the conditions we consider necessary for survival. Life, it seems, is incredibly adaptable. If it can find a way to survive in the depths of the Earth, it can survive almost anywhere, and this resilience is one of the most profound qualities of life itself. But these tiny guardians of the Earth's heart are not the only forces shaping the deep world beneath our feet. The tectonic plates that move and shift, creating earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and the very structure of the continents are also part of this system. These plates, though invisible to us on the surface, are constantly in motion. They grind against one another, float on the molten mantle, and slowly reshape the face of the planet. This movement, though slow, is powerful. It is a force that has shaped the Earth for millions of years, creating vast mountain ranges, enormous valleys, and deep ocean basins. Without the movement of these plates, there would be no volcanoes, no earthquakes, no shifting landscapes. The planet would be far more stable, yes, but also far less alive. The tectonic activity beneath our feet is a constant reminder of the Earth's inner fire, a fire that is still burning, still shaping, still evolving. And so, as we consider the silent guardians of the Earth's heart, we realize that they are not just the microscopic organisms hidden deep beneath the crust. They are also the tectonic forces that shape our world, the slow, relentless movement of the Earth's plates. These forces, though often imperceptible to us, are at work every moment, creating and destroying, building and breaking, constantly shaping the planet in ways that are both beautiful and terrifying. Yet the guardians of the Earth's heart are not only concerned with the past, they are also responsible for the future, for the ongoing cycle of life that continues to unfold on the surface of the Earth. The movement of the plates, the shifting of the continents, creates the conditions for new life to emerge, for new ecosystems to form, and for new opportunities for life to adapt. The Earth's interior is not just a source of energy and change, it is a wellspring of creation, constantly giving rise to new possibilities, new life forms, and new ways of being. In many ways, the silent guardians of the Earth's heart are a reminder that life, even in its smallest forms, is incredibly powerful. These tiny organisms and vast tectonic forces work in tandem to maintain the balance of the planet, creating and sustaining life in ways that we may never fully understand. They are the unseen forces that guide the rhythms of the Earth, shaping the world we live in, even as they remain hidden from our view. And as we continue to study the Earth's depths, we are reminded that there is still much more to discover, much more to learn, and much more to marvel at in this hidden world beneath our feet. As we move deeper into our exploration of the Earth's heart, we come to a realization that the quiet guardians we have uncovered are not isolated forces, but parts of a larger living system. They work in unison, their actions intertwining with one another, forming a network of energy, life, and movement that stretches across the entire planet. Just as the roots of a tree reach deep into the soil, connecting it to the Earth's energies, these deep forces are connected to the very core of the planet itself. They draw from the heat of the molten interior, from the constant motion of tectonic plates, and from the vast pressure of the rock around them, all the while shaping the world above in ways that are unseen and often unappreciated. Beneath the surface, the Earth's crust is far from solid. It is a living, shifting layer, constantly moving, expanding and contracting, influenced by the great heat of the mantle beneath. The crust is cracked into massive sections known as tectonic plates. These plates are like giant puzzle pieces, floating atop the semi-liquid mantle beneath them. These plates are in constant motion, but they move slowly, sometimes just a few centimeters every year. Yet over millions of years, this slow movement has had a profound impact on the planet. It has shaped the continents, created mountain ranges, and formed deep ocean basins. The shifting of these plates has, in some ways, been the catalyst for all life on Earth. When two tectonic plates collide, the force creates enormous pressure, which can cause the formation of mountain ranges, earthquakes, and volcanic eruptions. Volcanoes, in particular, are fascinating because they are nature's way of releasing the pent-up energy beneath the Earth's surface. When a volcano erupts, it sends molten rock to the surface, which solidifies into new land. These eruptions are not just destructive forces, but creative ones, as they form new islands, new landscapes, and new ecosystems that become home to life in all its forms. From the fertile volcanic soils, life begins anew, cycling through the stages of growth and decay just as the Earth itself cycles through the never-ending movement of its plates. Yet the Earth's tectonic activity is not simply a force of destruction and creation, it is also a source of energy, a heat that rises from the depths and travels through the crust, creating hot springs, geysers, and even the geothermal energy that we tap into today. The heat that emerges from the Earth's crust, so in these hot springs and geysers, is a reminder of the power that lies beneath. This heat is a vital part of the planet's system, keeping the Earth alive, active, and constantly changing. It is this heat rising from deep within the Earth that sustains the ecosystems of the deep, those that thrive on chemical-rich fluids, in the absence of light, in places where no human could survive. These geothermal vents, often found at the bottom of the oceans, are like windows into the Earth's interior. Through them, heat and chemicals from the deep Earth bubble up to the surface, creating ecosystems that are completely isolated from the world above. The life forms that thrive in these vents are unlike any we encounter on land. They are adapted to live in extreme conditions where the pressure is immense and the temperatures are scalding, and yet here in this extreme environment life is abundant. Tube worms, clams, and various bacteria thrive in this world, all of them relying on the chemicals released by the Earth's crust for sustenance. This world is, in many ways, a testament to the adaptability of life, to its ability to survive and flourish in the most unlikely of places. The deep Earth is not just a place of life, it is a place of energy, a powerful force that has shaped the planet and continues to do so. It is from this heat, this pressure, that the Earth's magnetic field is born. The movement of molten iron in the outer core generates this magnetic field, creating an invisible shield that protects the surface of the Earth from harmful solar radiation. Without this magnetic field, life on Earth would not be possible. It is another reminder of the interconnectedness of all things. The energy that rises from the depths of the Earth, the heat that creates volcanoes and geysers, is also responsible for protecting life on the surface. The magnetic field is, in many ways, the Earth's silent guardian, another invisible force that shields us from the dangers of the universe. And like the organisms deep within the Earth, this magnetic field is a force that we often take for granted. It is invisible, it is quiet, and yet without it the Earth would not be the life-sustaining planet it is today. And so, the more we uncover about the Earth's depths, the more we realize that the silent guardians of the Earth's heart are not only the microscopic creatures and the tectonic forces that shape the land, they are also the invisible forces, the heat, the pressure, the magnetic fields that make life possible. They are the forces that drive the cycles of creation and destruction, that allow life to emerge and thrive, that protect and sustain the ecosystems of the Earth. These silent guardians work in harmony, shaping the planet in ways that are both subtle and profound, creating the conditions for life to flourish. In the deep, the forces that govern life and death are intertwined. The energy that emerges from the Earth's depths creates the conditions for life to thrive, but it also has the power to destroy. Volcanoes, earthquakes, and the shifting of tectonic plates all contribute to the changing nature of the planet, and yet they are also the forces that make life possible in the first place. The cycle of destruction and creation is as old as the Earth itself, and it is a cycle that continues to shape the world in ways we are only beginning to understand. As we reach the final stage of our journey into the deep heart of the Earth, we begin to reflect on the profound interconnectedness of all the forces at play beneath our feet. The silent guardians, the forces that shape and protect our planet, have been working tirelessly for millions of years, quietly maintaining the balance of life. Their work, though unseen, is the foundation of everything we know, everything we see, and everything that sustains us. In many ways, we are unaware of the delicate balance that exists between these forces. The slow-moving tectonic plates, the relentless heat of the Earth's interior, the chemical-rich waters that sustain life in the deep, and yet it is this balance that makes life possible. The deep Earth is not a chaotic place as we might imagine it to be. Instead, it is a place of profound order, where forces are in constant motion, shifting and changing in ways that allow for the creation of life and the cycling of energy. The volcanoes, the earthquakes, the geysers, they are not just natural disasters, but part of a greater system of creation and renewal, of life and death, of balance and change. The deeper we go, the more we realize that the Earth is not a passive entity. It is alive, vibrant, and constantly evolving. The forces beneath our feet shape the surface of the planet, creating the mountains, the valleys, and the oceans. The tectonic plates, slow as they may be, are responsible for the formation of the very landscapes we live in. These plates have created continents, shifted coastlines, and formed the very foundation of the Earth's surface. They are the architects of the planet, constantly reshaping and renewing it in a process that has been ongoing for billions of years. At the same time, the deep Earth also acts as a protector. The magnetic field, generated by the molten iron in the core, shields the Earth from harmful solar radiation, preventing the atmosphere from being stripped away, and protecting the delicate ecosystems on the surface. Without this invisible shield, life would not be able to survive on Earth. The silent guardians of the Earth's heart are not just creators, they are protectors, ensuring that life can continue to thrive on the surface, even as the forces beneath the crust continue to change the landscape. It is not just the magnetic field that protects us. The heat from the mantle, the geothermal energy that rises to the surface, also plays a vital role in sustaining life. The hot springs, the geysers, the volcanoes, they all contribute to the cycling of minerals, the renewal of soil, and the creation of new habitats for life. These forces are the lifeblood of the planet, ensuring that the Earth remains dynamic and capable of sustaining life in all its forms. But it is not just the physical forces that shape the Earth. The deep Earth is also a world of memory, a place where the history of the planet is written in the rocks, in the layers of sediment, and in the fossils buried deep beneath the surface. The Earth's crust is like a giant record, preserving the history of the planet's past, from the formation of the continents to the rise and fall of ancient civilizations. Each layer of rock tells a story of life, of change, of transformation. And as we dig deeper, we uncover these stories, learning about the Earth's past and the forces that have shaped it. The fossils buried deep within the Earth are not just relics of a bygone era. They are reminders of the deep connection between all life on Earth. The creatures that once roamed the planet, the plants that grew and decayed, are all part of the same cycle of creation and destruction that has been going on for billions of years. The fossilized remains of these ancient beings are like echoes from the past, reminding us of the resilience of life and its ability to adapt, evolve, and survive. As we uncover the secrets of the Earth's heart, we begin to realize that we are not separate from these forces. We are a part of the greater system, connected to the deep Earth in ways we cannot always see or understand. The forces that shape the planet also shape us. The very elements that make up our bodies, the carbon, the oxygen, the nitrogen, are the same elements that are found deep within the Earth. The Earth's heart, with its molten core and shifting tectonic plates, is the source of the very materials that allow life to exist. And just as the deep Earth is constantly changing, so too are we. We too are part of the great cycle of life, death, and renewal that has been ongoing for billions of years. In the end, the silent guardians of the Earth's heart remind us of the beauty and complexity of the planet we call home. They are the unseen forces that shape the world, creating and sustaining life in ways we may never fully understand. They are the protectors, the creators, and the guardians, working tirelessly to ensure that life continues on this planet, even as the forces beneath our feet continue to change and evolve. And as we reflect on these silent guardians, we are reminded of the deep connection that exists between all life on Earth, a connection that binds us to the Earth's heart and to the forces that shape it. It is a connection that, though invisible, is ever present, and one that will continue to shape the future of the planet for generations to come. Inside the human body, a quiet, invisible world exists. It is a world of movement, of delicate forces working together in harmony to keep the body alive, to keep it functioning. Most of us are familiar with the blood that flows through our veins, the breath that fills our lungs, and the heartbeat that keeps us going. But there is another form of life, far less visible, that quietly sustains us. It is a light, subtle, and unseen, that pulses through our bones, through our cells, and even through the very fabric of our being. This light is not the bright, blinding light of the sun, nor is it the warmth that we feel from a fire. It is the light that is woven into the very structure of our cells, the light that sustains the intricate balance of life within us. It is a curious thing, this light inside our bones. To most, the idea of light living within the body might seem strange. After all, light is something we associate with brightness, with illumination, with the day. But this is not the light we think of when we look up at the sky. This light is different. It is an energy, a pulse that resonates through the body, hidden from view, yet always present. It is the kind of light that exists in the molecular and atomic dance that keeps our bodies alive. This light, though invisible to the naked eye, is crucial to our existence. It is the energy that fuels the processes of life, the force that allows cells to divide, to grow, and to heal. Every bone in our body, from the smallest finger bone to the largest femur, is alive with this subtle energy. Within our bones, the cells are constantly working to maintain the structure and strength of our skeletal system. These cells, known as osteocytes, are connected to each other through tiny channels that allow them to communicate. This communication is vital, for it allows the bones to respond to changes in the body, to adapt to stresses and strains. It is here in the deep recesses of our bones that we find a kind of light that sustains the very foundation of our body. This energy, this light, is not only a force of structure, it is also a force of healing. When we break a bone, when we experience an injury, our body immediately begins to work, to repair itself. The energy that flows through our bones helps to guide the healing process, allowing new bone cells to form and knit the broken pieces together. It is a remarkable process, one that happens almost entirely beneath our awareness, and yet this light is the unseen force that allows us to heal, to grow stronger, and to continue living. Even more fascinating is the fact that this light is not static. It does not simply remain in the bones, fixed and unmoving. Instead, it is part of a larger system of energy that flows throughout the body. The bones, the cells, the muscles, and even the brain are all interconnected through this network of energy. This network, though invisible, is constantly active, guiding the movements of the body, controlling the heartbeat, and regulating the flow of oxygen and nutrients to the tissues. It is a vast, intricate system that exists within each of us, a system that sustains us and allows us to function. We can think of this light as a form of electricity, a spark that exists within our cells. This electricity is what allows our muscles to contract, our nerves to fire, and our brain to process information. It is the light that powers our body, giving us the energy we need to move, to think, and to feel. And just like the energy that flows through a wire, this light moves through the body, carrying information and energy where it is needed. It is a force of life, a quiet, invisible current that flows through us at all times. But this light, this energy, is not only a force that sustains life, it is also a force that connects us to the universe. We are not isolated from the world around us. Instead, our bodies are constantly in communication with the larger world, drawing energy from the earth and the sun. This energy flows into us, nourishing us, allowing us to grow and to thrive. And just as we draw energy from the world, so too do we send energy out. The light that lives in our bones is not confined to our bodies. It is part of the greater energy of the universe, constantly moving, constantly shifting. And though we cannot see it, it is always present, always working to keep us alive. This hidden light within us is a reminder of the deep connection between all things. It is a reminder that we are not just individual beings, but part of a much larger system, a system that connects us to the earth, to the stars, and to the universe itself. The energy that flows through our bones is a thread that ties us to everything around us. It is a force that sustains us, that heals us, that allows us to live and to grow. And as we reflect on this light, we realize that it is not just a physical force. It is also a metaphor for the life force that exists within each of us, a force that is as ancient as the earth itself, and as vast as the universe we are a part of. As we delve deeper into the understanding of this unseen light that pulses within us, it becomes clear that this energy is far more than a mere biological process. It is a force of nature, woven intricately into the fabric of our being. This invisible current flowing within every cell of our body acts as a bridge between the physical and the metaphysical. Though it might seem like an abstract concept, this light is responsible for the very essence of life itself. Just as a spark of electricity can light up a room, so too does this energy illuminate the complex workings of the human body, guiding it through the delicate dance of life, growth, and renewal. At the core of this energy lies a simple yet profound truth. Our bodies are not isolated entities. We are deeply connected to the earth, to the stars, and to the universe in ways that we often fail to recognize. This light within our bones is part of a greater cosmic rhythm, a natural force that binds us to everything around us. It is as if our bones, the very structure that holds us upright, are attuned to the subtle frequencies of the universe. And just like the earth itself, which is in constant motion, our bodies too are in a state of perpetual change, responding to the energy that flows through us and around us. This interconnectedness is most evident in the way our bodies respond to external forces, like the pull of gravity or the warmth of the sun. The energy within our bones, ever so delicate and powerful, interacts with these forces in ways that keep us balanced, grounded, and alive. When we stand, we feel the weight of the earth beneath us, and our bones, strong and supportive, hold us firm. But even in that stillness, there is movement, an ongoing exchange of energy between the earth and our bodies. The bones, though solid and fixed, are alive with the pulse of energy that connects us to the world around us. Moreover, the light within our bones plays a key role in the way we heal. When we experience an injury, when a bone fractures or a muscle strains, the body immediately springs into action, guided by this subtle current of energy. The healing process is not simply a matter of cells multiplying. It is a process of energy flow, of repair, and of rebalancing. The light within the bones guides the formation of new tissue, the reconstruction of damaged cells, and the restoration of strength. It is this energy that allows us to recover, to grow stronger from our injuries, to adapt and evolve in the face of challenges. In this way, the light within us is not just a passive force, it is an active participant in our life, guiding our growth, our movement, and our healing. It is a force that is constantly in motion, adjusting to the changing needs of the body, responding to the stresses and strains we place upon it. This energy is not confined to our bones alone. It flows through our muscles, our nerves, and even our skin, creating a network of interconnected systems that work together to sustain life. The electrical impulses that travel through our nervous system, the contractions of our muscles, the beating of our heart, all of these are expressions of the same fundamental energy that flows within our bones. But this energy, though invisible, is not without its challenges. Just as a wire can become overloaded with electricity, so too can our bodies experience imbalances in the flow of energy. When this happens, we feel the effects in our health, in our physical and emotional well-being. The subtle currents within our bodies can be disrupted by stress, by injury, by illness, or by environmental factors. When the flow of energy becomes blocked or out of balance, it can lead to pain, to fatigue, and to a general sense of being unwell. In these moments, we are reminded of the fragility of life, of how easily the delicate balance can be disrupted. Yet even in these moments of imbalance, the light within us remains a guiding force. It is the body's natural response to seek out harmony, to restore balance. And just as a tree, when damaged, will grow new branches to repair itself, so too does the body seek to repair and restore its own energy flow. This resilience is one of the most remarkable qualities of life. The ability to adapt, to heal, and to continue moving forward, even in the face of adversity. In many ways, this constant ebb and flow of energy within the body mirrors the rhythms of nature itself. Just as the earth experiences seasons of growth and decay, so too does our body go through cycles of renewal and repair. The light that lives in our bones is not a static force. It is a dynamic, ever-changing current, responding to the needs of the body and to the forces of nature that surround us. It is a reminder that life, in all its forms, is constantly in motion, constantly adapting to the world around it. The more we understand this energy, this light within us, the more we realize how deeply connected we are to the world beyond. The bones, though silent and still, are a reflection of the greater forces at play in the universe. Just as the Earth's magnetic field connects all living things, so too does the energy within our bodies connect us to the larger cosmic rhythms. We are not separate from the Earth, from the stars, from the energy that flows through the universe. We are, in a very real sense, part of that energy, part of that great light that moves through everything. And so, as we reflect on the light that lives in our bones, we begin to understand its deeper significance. It is not just a biological process. It is a manifestation of the life force that sustains us, that connects us to the earth, to the stars, and to all living things. It is a force that guides our growth, our healing, and our movement through the world. It is the invisible energy that keeps us alive, and it is a reminder of the deep, unspoken connection we share with the universe. As we begin to reflect on the deeper significance of the light that lives within our bones, we start to understand that this energy is not just an internal force, but part of a much larger cosmic web. It connects us to the earth, to the sun, and to the stars, linking us to the vast rhythms of the universe in ways we cannot always perceive. The more we study the flow of energy through our bodies, the more we realize how deeply interconnected we are with the world around us. This energy is not just something we use, it is something we share, something that moves through all living things, binding us together. The energy that pulses within our bones is a reminder that life in all its forms is connected by a network of forces much larger than ourselves. From the deepest oceans to the highest mountains, from the smallest insect to the largest tree, everything on Earth shares this energy. It is the same energy that powers the plants, the animals, and even the stars above. It is a quiet, invisible force, yet it is the most fundamental aspect of life. Without it, nothing would move, nothing would grow, and nothing would exist. This understanding of energy forces us to reconsider our place in the world. We are not separate from nature. We are an integral part of it. Just as our bones are sustained by the light within, the earth itself is sustained by the light from the sun, by the energy flowing from the stars. This flow of energy, which sustains us from the inside, is also what fuels the natural world. It drives the cycles of life, From the birth of a new tree to the blooming of flowers and the migration of animals, it connects the living to the non-living, the earth to the sky, and the bones within our bodies to the very stars that fill the night sky. What is most fascinating about this energy is its ability to adapt. The light within our bones does not just sustain us, it helps us adapt to our environment. As we move through life, we encounter countless challenges, physical, emotional, and mental. The energy that flows through our bones allows us to adjust, to grow, to recover from injuries, and to evolve over time. When we are injured, our body responds by sending energy to the affected area, stimulating the healing process, guiding the bones to knit together and become whole again. It is this same energy that helps us deal with stress, with the emotions that ebb and flow through us, keeping us in balance. It is a force of life, but it is also a force of resilience, a force that helps us grow stronger with each challenge we face. In many ways, this light represents the inner strength that we often take for granted. It is the quiet force that keeps us going even in the most difficult times. It is the same energy that pulses through our bodies when we rise to meet the day, when we move through our tasks, and when we rest at night. It is present in every breath we take, in every movement we make, in every beat of our heart. And yet, despite its constant presence, we rarely stop to acknowledge it. We take it for granted, assuming that the energy that sustains us will always be there, quietly guiding us through the ebb and flow of life. But when we look closely, when we take a moment to truly feel the energy within us, we realize how deeply this light is woven into our existence. It is a force that gives us the strength to move, to think, and to feel. It allows us to connect with the world around us, to experience the joys and sorrows of life, and to respond to the challenges that arise. This light is not a simple passive energy. It is a dynamic, ever-changing current that flows through every part of us. It is the energy that sustains us, that connects us to the universe, and that shapes our every experience. The more we understand this energy, the more we realize how little we truly know about it. We know that it exists, that it flows through our bones and our cells, but we have only just begun to scratch the surface of its mysteries. How does it flow? Where does it come from? How does it connect us to the earth, to the stars, and to all living things? These are questions that remain unanswered, questions that continue to elude us. But even in the absence of answers, we can feel its presence. We can feel it guiding us, protecting us, and shaping us in ways that are beyond our comprehension. As we reflect on the light that lives in our bones, we begin to see it not just as an energy that sustains us, but as a force that connects us to the greater mysteries of life. It is a reminder that we are not isolated beings, but part of a larger, interconnected web of life. The same energy that sustains our bones is the energy that sustains the earth, the stars, and the universe. It is the force that binds all things together, creating a harmonious dance of life that has been unfolding for billions of years. In this way, the light within us is not just a force of life, it is a force of unity, a reminder that we are all connected, that we are all part of the same grand story. And though we may never fully understand the mysteries of this light, we can take comfort in knowing that it is always with us, quietly guiding us, keeping us alive, and connecting us to the world around us. The light that lives in our bones is a part of us, a part of the earth, and a part of the universe. It is the light that sustains life, and it is the light that will continue to guide us, no matter where our journey takes us. Water, the very essence of life, flows through our world in an endless cycle. It is a force that has shaped the land, carved the mountains, and nourished the plants that breathe life into our atmosphere. It is a constant companion, a quiet presence that sustains us, yet how often do we pause to consider the secrets it holds? Water in its many forms carries within it stories of ancient times, memories of the Earth's past, and echoes of every drop that has ever touched the surface of the planet. It is not simply a liquid we drink, it is a memory keeper, a silent archive of life's journey. Imagine for a moment the vast ocean, its surface a shimmering expanse of blue stretching to the horizon. Beneath that surface lies a world untouched by time, where the water holds the echoes of the Earth's history. Water has been here since the beginning, since the Earth first cooled and formed its oceans. It has travelled through the cycles of nature, moving from the seas to the clouds, to the rivers and back again, carrying with it the essence of the world's changes. In every drop there is a trace of the earth's past. Water remembers, but it is not just the ancient waters of the earth that hold memories. The water that flows through our own bodies carries memories too. From the moment we are born, our bodies are made up of water. It fills our cells, flows through our veins, and nourishes every part of us. And in this water there is something extraordinary. It is believed that water can hold memory. It can remember the past, imprinting the energy of experiences, of places, and of times. This notion, though still debated, suggests that water is not just a passive substance. It is alive in its own way, carrying the echoes of everything it encounters. When we drink water, it is not just a simple act of quenching our thirst. We are taking in a living, breathing part of the world. Water, by its very nature, is constantly absorbing and releasing information. From the water in the clouds to the water in the lakes and rivers, every droplet is a messenger, carrying the energy of the earth's processes. As water flows through the land, it absorbs the energy of the rocks it touches, the minerals it carries, and the plants it nourishes. It is a silent traveller collecting memories as it goes. And when it reaches us, when we drink it or bathe in it, we become part of that journey, connected to the cycles of nature that have been unfolding for millennia. In many ways, the idea that water holds memory connects us to the natural world in a profound way. It suggests that we are not separate from the earth, but an integral part of it. The water within us is not just a physical substance, it is a connection to the world around us, to the past, and to the future. As we move through our lives, we are constantly exchanging energy with the water that sustains us. Our bodies are made of the same water that has flowed through the rivers and oceans, the same water that has been part of every living thing, from the ancient trees to the tiniest bacteria. In this way, water is a living link that connects us to the larger cycle of life. Water's memory is not just an abstract concept, it has real effects on the way we experience the world. Some researchers have suggested that water can retain the imprint of the energies it encounters, whether they are from human emotions, natural forces, or even the substances it comes into contact with. This idea is known as water memory, the belief that water has the ability to remember the vibrations and frequencies it has experienced. While the science behind this remains unclear, there are studies that suggest water can respond to certain stimuli, changing its structure in subtle ways. Whether or not water can truly hold memory as we understand it, the idea that it may be a vessel of information adds a new layer to our understanding of this essential element. Take, for example, the way water behaves in nature. The way it moves through the landscape, carving out valleys, shaping mountains, and nurturing forests, can be seen as a reflection of this memory. The water that flows through a forest carries with it the imprint of that forest, the energy of the trees, the soil, and the creatures that live there. It is as if the water itself absorbs the essence of the environment it flows through, creating a living record of the land. This idea suggests that, like a river winding through the earth, water is not simply a passive carrier. It is a recorder, a historian, and a guide. It is also worth considering the role of water in human memory. Water is central to many rituals and traditions across cultures, often seen as a symbol of purification, renewal, and connection to the divine. From baptism in Christian traditions to the sacred rivers of India, water is seen as a cleansing force, one that can wash away impurities and bring clarity. It is as if, through water, we reconnect with the earth and with the memories of all that has come before us. Whether it is the water we drink, the rain that falls from the sky, or the rivers that flow through our lands, water is a bridge between the past and the present, between nature and humanity. In this way, water becomes more than just a resource. It is a living memory, a repository of life's experiences, carrying the energy and history of the earth. It reminds us that we are part of something larger, something eternal, and that the energy of life flows through us, just as it flows through the rivers, oceans, and skies. The memory of water is not just an idea, it is a reflection of the interconnectedness of all life, a reminder that we are part of a vast, ever-evolving cycle, shaped by the forces of nature and the energy of the world around us. As we continue to explore the deeper mystery of water's memory, we come to realize that it is not only a force of nature, but a keeper of stories. Stories from the distant past, from the many ages that have passed, and from the lives it has touched along the way. Water has no beginning and no end, It moves continuously through the world, carrying with it the essence of everything it encounters. It is as if through water, time itself is written. Every river, every lake, every drop of rain has a tale to tell, a story that is imprinted in the very molecules of the water. In this sense, water is a living archive, recording not only the history of the earth, but the lives of those who have come before us. Water, it seems, is not bound by the limits of space and time. It carries memories across continents, across centuries, and even across millennia. Think of the vast oceans that cover our planet, vast and ancient, having once been part of the great primordial seas where life first began. The water in the oceans today is the same water that swirled around the first cells, that mingled with the first rains, that carried the first nutrients from the land to the seas. It is the same water that has travelled through the atmosphere, fallen as rain, and found its way into the ground, forming rivers and lakes. The water of today is the same as the water of yesterday, and perhaps even the water of eons ago, and in that water there is a memory, a living record of everything that has come before. The cycle of water is one of constant renewal, yet each time water moves, it carries with it the marks of its journey. When it falls as rain, it touches the earth, collects in streams and flows into rivers. Along the way, it absorbs the characteristics of everything it touches. It becomes the reflection of the land, the plants, the rocks, and even the air. Each drop of water holds the essence of the world through which it travels, and as it moves, it leaves behind traces of itself, memories of the places it has passed, the experiences it has absorbed. It is as if every journey of water through the landscape is recorded in the very molecules of the water, creating a unique story, a history that only the water knows. Consider for a moment the way water nourishes life. The plants and animals that rely on water for survival also carry with them the imprint of the water they drink. The water that flows through a plant's roots becomes a part of that plant, carrying with it the nutrients and minerals it absorbs from the soil. And when we drink water, we too become part of its story. The water that nourishes us is not just a lifeless substance, it is a living entity, carrying with it the energy of the earth, the energy of the land and the sky. Each time we drink, we connect with the world around us, partaking in the ancient cycle that has been ongoing for billions of years. In many ways, the memory of water is a reflection of the interconnectedness of all things. Every living thing on this planet is bound by the same cycles, the same forces of nature, and water is the medium through which these connections are made. Water links us to the plants, the animals, the earth and the sky. It is the thread that ties everything together, from the deepest ocean to the smallest drop in the soil. Water is the lifeblood of the planet, and it carries within it the memory of all life, past, present and future. But water's memory is not just a reflection of the physical world. It is also a reflection of the emotional and spiritual dimensions of life. Across cultures and civilizations, water has been seen as a symbol of purification, renewal, and spiritual connection. The act of bathing in water, of drinking it, of immersing ourselves in it, carries a deep spiritual significance. Water, in many ways, is the connector between the earthly and the divine. It is the element that has the power to cleanse and to heal. It is a reminder that just as water renews the body, it can renew the soul. In some spiritual traditions, water is seen as a purifier, able to wash away the sins, the regrets, and the burdens of life. The very act of being immersed in water is believed to have the power to cleanse the spirit, to renew one's connection to the earth and the universe. Water, in this sense, holds not just the memories of the earth, but the memories of the soul as well. It is as if, through water, we connect to something greater than ourselves, to the larger flow of life that has existed since the beginning of time. Yet this idea of water as a memory keeper also raises deeper questions about the nature of memory itself. What is it that water truly remembers? Is it the physical experiences it undergoes, the places it travels, the things it encounters? Or is it something more, a reflection of the energies and vibrations of the world around it? Is there something within water that allows it to record the emotions, the thoughts, and the experiences of those who have interacted with it? While science has yet to answer these questions, the idea that water may hold more than just physical memories invites us to think of water in a new light. It encourages us to consider the possibility that water, in its simplicity, is a carrier of knowledge, a holder of ancient truths, and a keeper of all that has ever been. As we ponder these questions, we begin to see water not just as a resource, but as a sacred force, an element that binds us all together. The memory of water is not just a concept, it is a living, breathing reality, one that reflects the past, informs the present, and shapes the future. It is a force of connection, of a continuity, and of transformation. And as we continue to explore the mystery of water's memory, we realize that it's not just the water we drink, but the water that flows through the land, the sky, and the oceans that carries within it the stories of the earth itself. As we come to the end of our journey through the depths of water's memory, we begin to understand that water, more than just a substance, is a keeper of wisdom, a living history of the earth. The more we reflect on the ways in which water holds and transmits energy, the more we realize how profoundly connected we are to it. Water is not just something we use, it is a silent witness to the unfolding of life. It is an unspoken record of the Earth's natural processes, an archive of every moment, every shift, every change that has taken place over the millennia. Water's memory, in a way, reflects the movement of time itself. Just as the rivers carve their paths through the land, shaping valleys and landscapes, water also shapes the passage of time. Every drop of water that has ever touched the earth carries with it the history of where it has been, the experiences it has absorbed, and the life it has encountered. The water that flows through our bodies today is the same water that has been part of every living thing, from the plants that have risen up from the soil to the animals that have roamed the earth. It is a constant cycle of renewal, one that connects the past, the present, and the future in a seamless, unbroken flow. It is this very cycle that gives water its power. The water that we drink today is not just a part of the present moment. It is a reflection of everything that has come before, a vessel carrying the experiences and energy of the entire earth. Just as water moves through the land, so too does it move through time. And as it flows, it carries with it the marks of everything it touches, the minerals in the soil, the plants it nourishes, the animals it sustains. It is as if water, in its constant movement, is a living embodiment of the earth itself. Every river, every stream, every drop of rain is a living record of the planet's history, a testament to the forces of nature that have shaped it. Water's ability to hold memory also ties it to the rhythms of the earth. From the changing of the seasons to the ebb and flow of the tides, water is an integral part of the cycles that govern life. The oceans, which cover the majority of the Earth's surface, are a living testament to the planet's dynamic nature. The tides rise and fall, driven by the gravitational pull of the moon, and the water within them responds to the pull of the Earth's energy. The flow of water, whether in the oceans or in the rivers, is inextricably tied to the movements of the planet itself. Water is not a passive element. It is an active participant in the ongoing dance of life, responding to the forces of nature and, in turn, shaping them. Even as we explore the vast, seemingly endless memory of water, we come to realize that this memory is not static. It is ever-changing, constantly evolving as water moves through the world. The energy that water carries is never the same. It shifts with each cycle, with each new interaction, and with every new experience. This fluidity is one of the most fascinating aspects of water's memory. It is always in motion, always adapting, always changing. And yet, despite this constant movement, there is a continuity, a thread that connects all of water's journeys. The water that flows through the land today is the same water that has been part of the earth since its earliest days. It is a reminder that life too is in constant motion, always shifting, always changing, but still deeply connected to the past. This continuity of water's memory is a reflection of the continuity of life itself. As we drink water, we are not just consuming a physical substance. We are drinking from the well of the earth's memory, absorbing the energy and essence of everything that has come before us. Water is the thread that connects us to the past, to the earth's history, and to the natural cycles that sustain life. It is a reminder that we are not separate from the world around us. We are part of it, intertwined with the very rhythms of nature. And just as water moves through the earth, so too does it move through us. It nourishes, sustains, and connects us to the larger web of life. Perhaps one of the most profound realizations is that, just as we drink from the earth's memory, so too do we leave our own imprint upon it. The water that flows through our bodies is not only a reflection of the world around us, it is also a reflection of ourselves. Our thoughts, our emotions, our actions, all of these are part of the energy that we send into the world. Just as water carries the memory of the earth, so too does it carry the memory of us. Our interaction with water, the way we treat it, the way we use it, leaves a mark upon it. It is as if water is a mirror, reflecting not only the natural world but also the energy we send into it. And so, the memory of water is not just a story of the earth. It is a story of life itself, of the cycles that govern the natural world, and of the way we too are part of that cycle. Water in all its forms is a reminder of our interconnectedness with the world around us, of the deep unspoken connection that links us to the land, the sky, and the universe. It is a force that sustains life, that nourishes and heals, and that carries with it the energy and memories of all that has ever been. In the end, the memory of water teaches us a simple but profound truth, that we are all part of a much larger whole. The water that flows through our bodies is the same water that has been part of every living thing on this planet. It is a reminder that we are not isolated beings, but part of the ongoing cycle of life, connected to the earth, to the past, and to the future. Water holds the memory of the earth, and in turn, it holds the memory of us. And as we continue to move through our lives, we leave our own imprint upon it, adding to the ongoing story of water, of life, and of the world itself. The world of plants is one of quiet mystery. Beneath the surface of the soil, within the leaves of trees, and inside the tiny cells of flowers, life unfolds in ways that we can only begin to understand. These green beings, rooted to the ground, seem so still, so constant, yet their lives are anything but stationary. They are in constant motion, responding to the world around them in ways that are deeply interconnected with time. And yet the most remarkable thing is that plants, in their quiet stillness, can sense time as it flows around them, as it shifts from day to night, as it pulses with the rhythm of the seasons. Plants, though unable to speak, seem to possess a secret knowledge, an understanding of time that guides their every action. Imagine for a moment the quiet rise of the sun over the horizon. The warmth of its light spills across the land, touching the earth, the grass, the trees, and the flowers. As it does, the plants begin their daily ritual, unfurling their leaves, reaching toward the light, as if greeting the new day. This is the dance of time, a dance that the plants know intimately. The rising of the sun and the shifting of shadow, the gradual cooling of the evening, all of these are markers of time for the plant. These quiet moments, which pass unnoticed by most, are the moments that define the rhythm of life for the plant world. But plants are not just passive observers of time, they are active participants, responding to the rhythms of the world around them in ways that are as intricate as any clock. There is a hidden clock within every plant, a biological rhythm that guides its growth, its flowering, its wilting. This internal clock, known as the circadian rhythm, is the plant's way of measuring time. Just as the sun rises and sets, so too does the plant's rhythm pulse with the flow of time. It knows when to open its leaves in the morning, when to close them in the evening, and when to release its seeds. The plant's life is intricately tied to the hours of the day, the changing seasons, and the subtle shifts in the Earth's energy. But how does a plant sense time, and what makes its inner clock so accurate? It begins with light. Plants are equipped with special molecules known as photoreceptors, which allow them to detect the presence and intensity of light. These photoreceptors are like tiny timekeepers within the plant, signaling when the sun is rising, when it is at its peak, and when it is setting. As the light changes throughout the day, the plant responds, adjusting its behavior accordingly. In this way, the plant keeps track of the hours, though it cannot see the clock in the way we do. It senses the world around it, feeling the pulse of time through the changes in light and temperature. At the heart of this timekeeping mechanism is a process called photoperiodism. This process allows plants to measure the length of the day and the night, responding to these changes with remarkable precision. Photoperiodism controls many of the plant's most important activities, such as flowering and seed production. The plant knows that when the days begin to lengthen in spring, it is time to grow, to flower, and to produce seeds. In the fall, when the days grow shorter and the nights grow longer, the plant knows it is time to prepare for rest. It is as if the plant, through its internal clock, is in tune with the cosmic rhythms of the universe, sensing the passage of time in ways we can barely comprehend. But it is not just the light that signals time for the plant. Temperature and other environmental cues also play a role in the plant's sense of time. The gradual warming of the soil in the spring, the cooling of the air in the evening, all of these changes are part of the plant's perception of time. It is a sophisticated system, one that has evolved over millions of years to help plants thrive in the ever-changing world. The plant's internal clock is not just a response to the sun's rise and fall, but a finely tuned system that adjusts to the seasonal shifts, the length of the day, and the subtle changes in the Earth's energy. The plant's ability to keep time also extends beyond the individual plant. It is part of a larger system of life that relies on the passage of time. For example, many plants synchronize their blooming periods with other plants of their species, ensuring that they flower at the same time and can pollinate each other. This synchronization is a remarkable feat, one that requires an acute sensitivity to the timing of the seasons. In some cases, entire forests may bloom in unison, their flowers opening at the same moment, filling the air with scent and colour. It is as if the plants are communicating with one another, aware of the passage of time, working together to ensure their survival and the survival of the next generation. This connection between time and the plant world is also evident in the way plants respond to environmental stress. When a plant faces drought or extreme temperatures, it adjusts its behaviour, slowing down its metabolism to conserve energy. It is as though the plant knows that time is not always on its side, that it must conserve its strength for times of scarcity. This ability to adapt to the rhythms of nature, to bend and sway with the changes in the environment, is one of the most remarkable aspects of plant life. The plant's internal clock helps it to synchronize its actions with the world around it, ensuring its survival in a constantly changing world. In this way, plants remind us that time is not just a human concept, it is a force that governs all of life, from the smallest seed to the tallest tree. Plants in their quiet way have mastered the art of timekeeping. They live in harmony with the rhythms of the earth, adjusting to the changing light, the shifting seasons, and the pulse of life itself. It is as though the plants, rooted in the soil, are the silent keepers of time, their every movement, every leaf, every bloom, a reflection of the passage of the hours. And in their presence we are reminded that time, though we may try to measure it, is something far greater than ourselves. It is a force that moves through all lived things, a rhythm that beats in every leaf and every petal, a quiet pulse that connects us all to the world around us. As we delve deeper into the quiet world of plants, we begin to uncover the profound ways in which these living beings interact with time. The more we learn, the more we realize that plants are not merely passive recipients of the environment around them. They actively respond to the ebb and flow of time with incredible precision, guided by forces that are invisible to the naked eye. It is as if plants possess a secret knowledge, a deep understanding of time that allows them to synchronize their growth, blooming, and even their survival with the changing rhythms of the world. Imagine the dawn, the soft light of the sun, gently spreading across the land. This moment, though seemingly ordinary to us, marks the beginning of a new cycle for the plants. At first light, many plants begin to open their flowers, their leaves unfurling to greet the warmth and light of the sun. This daily awakening is not a random act. It is a response to the internal clock that governs their lives. Plants, like all living things, live within the confines of time, but they experience it in ways that are uniquely attuned to the natural world. For plants, time is not a linear progression, it is a cycle, repeating day after day, season after season, with subtle shifts that guide their growth and development. The process by which plants respond to the passing hours and seasons is deeply intertwined with their survival. They use the passage of time to optimize their chances of thriving. Take, for example, the way certain plants track the movement of the sun throughout the day. This behavior, known as heliotropism, allows plants to position their leaves to receive the maximum amount of sunlight, adjusting their orientation as the sun moves across the sky. It is as though the plant is following an invisible clock, moving with the sun, staying in tune with the rhythm of the day. This movement is not random. It is a purposeful response to the plant's need for energy, an internal mechanism that guides its every action, every turn toward the light. This sensitivity to time and the sun's movement is a key factor in the plant's growth cycle. The ability to track the sun's progress through the sky allows plants to maximize photosynthesis, the process by which they convert sunlight into energy. This is critical for their survival. Through their internal timekeeping system, plants are able to synchronize their energy production with the day's changing light levels. By adjusting their leaves to face the sun, they ensure that they are gathering the maximum amount of energy throughout the day, allowing them to grow strong and healthy. This ability to sense time is an essential part of the plant's strategy for thriving in a world where every moment counts. But plants do not just track the sun, they are also in tune with the passage of the seasons, adjusting their behavior to the changing rhythms of the earth. As the days lengthen in the spring, plants sense the coming warmth and light triggering their growth process. They begin to push their leaves and flowers to the surface, responding to the increasing availability of sunlight. In the fall, as the days shorten and the temperature drops, plants begin to prepare for the coming winter. They slow down their growth, conserving energy, and some even shed their leaves in a ritual of rest and preservation. This seasonal shift, guided by the plant's internal clock, ensures that the plant remains in harmony with the rhythms of nature. The plant's life is marked by these seasonal cycles, each one bringing its own set of challenges and opportunities. One of the most remarkable examples of a plant's timekeeping abilities is its ability to flower and produce seeds at the right moment. Many plants rely on specific timing to ensure that their flowers bloom when the conditions are just right for pollination. This often involves a precise synchronization with other plants of the same species, ensuring that they flower at the same time. This is essential for the plant's reproduction, as pollination can only occur when the flowers are open and ready to receive pollen. In this way, the plant's internal clock ensures that the cycle of life continues, that each generation is born in harmony with the world around it. The timing of flowering, the release of seeds, and the cycle of growth all depend on the plant's ability to keep track of time and to respond to the environmental cues that signal the right moment. As plants move through their life cycles, they are also responding to more subtle environmental cues that guide their sense of time. For example, many plants rely on the length of the day, or the photoperiod, to signal when to flower, fruit, or go dormant. The plant senses the gradual shortening of daylight hours as winter approaches, triggering a cascade of changes within its system. This internal clock helps the plant prepare for the colder months, ensuring that it has the energy and resources to survive. In the spring, as the days lengthen, the plant knows it is time to begin growing again, to sprout new leaves and flowers, and to begin the cycle anew. This precise timing is not a matter of chance but of survival, a finely tuned system that has evolved over millions of years to help the plant thrive in a world where time is always ticking forward. The ability to sense and respond to time is not just a matter of survival. It is also a key factor in the plant's ability to adapt and evolve. Plants are constantly adjusting to changes in their environment, using their internal clocks to regulate their growth and development. This adaptability is one of the reasons plants have been so successful in colonizing the Earth. They have learned to live in harmony with the changing world around them, adjusting their behaviors and actions to match the rhythms of the Earth. Their internal clocks are finely tuned to the cycles of nature, ensuring that they remain in tune with the world, growing when it is time to grow, resting when it is time to rest, and flowering when it is time to bloom. As we observe plants and their quiet mastery of time, we are reminded that time is not just a human construct. It is a force that governs all life, shaping the growth and development of every living thing. Plants, in their stillness and grace, have learned to live in harmony with the passing hours, synchronizing their actions with the pulse of the world around them. Through their circadian rhythms, their responses to light and temperature, and their ability to track the changing seasons, plants are not just passive observers of time, they are active participants in the dance of life. And in their silent wisdom, they remind us that time, though we may try to control it, is a force that moves through all things, guiding each of us, in our own way, through the rhythm of life.